All right, everybody. Welcome to Breakthrough Live. I'm so excited that we have everyone here. Please let me know you're here and say hello to everyone in the chat. I'm going to give people a chance to get into the meeting as we get started. And I am so lucky today that I have both Kelly and Brett here to help answer questions. So if you have a question that you're dying to have answered, please put it in the Q&A, which you can find under the More tab in your Zoom controls. And then if you want to just say hey to your fellow agents or do a shout out of whatever, please go ahead and put it in the chat. And, let me know how things are going. If you see or hear something that you really love, feel free to use the little reaction emojis. Maybe give out some hearts and some thumbs up and let me know how things are going for you. So I'm excited to get started today. Ooh, I love it. I'm excited to get started today. So I am going to share my screen. Make sure I have the right. Okay. So today is our last fixture drip session. So we've been doing all about smart campaigns all August long. And I wanted to definitely make sure that um, you guys came today because this is the next level stuff. This is the fun stuff. And so we're going to talk about three big things today. We're going to talk about video, ringless voicemail, and Zapier, and go through all of that stuff with you. And if you're watching this later on YouTube, this will be updated. But you guys, I'm going to give you this right here. I'm going to share it out. This is our doc for today with all of our goodies. But the one thing I definitely wanted to give you guys was this link. Um, right down here, you'll see it is your way to sign up for September because today was, like I said, the last one in our in our August series, and we're going to be doing all things related to lead generation in September, and I want to make sure everybody comes. Here we go. So these are the three things we're going to be covering today. We're going to be covering how to add video into your drip campaigns. So whether it be video in a text message or whether it be video in an email, we're going to go over how to do that. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to go over voicemail drops, which is a super fun thing to do as far as getting some personalized messages into the voicemails of your contacts without their phone even ringing. So that's kind of neat. And then we're going to do the really fun stuff with this, which is Zapier automation. So you can use a step in your smart campaigns to trigger a action outside of BoldTrail. So this is bringing third-party things in. And I just want to just say out of the gate that Zapier is not something that we own or promote or whatever. And all these third-party sources are also, or third-party platforms that do all the things you can talk to Zapier with, are not things that we do. But I want to make sure that you know you have that ability. So there's all sorts of things you can do with Zapier. And we're going to go into that today. And so I'm going to give you a couple of whys. I always like to start out my sessions with a why. Why would you want to do this in the first place? I'm going to go through this really quickly because we have a lot to get to today and I want to make sure that we get to it all. But the first thing is about video messaging, and I'm going to plan on doing like a whole month of video stuff, I think, in the future. But doing video messaging gets you, first of all, it gets you higher open rates. So if you put in words like watch or video in the subject line of your emails, you're going to get a much higher open rate because people want to see what the video is and go inside of it. You also get a much higher click-through rate if you're using video in your emails. So I would highly recommend doing that. And also there's been studies that have been done about what sellers want to from their agents. And so if their agents are using video to communicate with them, they prefer that. 73% of sellers prefer that. So think about that when you're trying to get those listings. If you can put your face in there and make it a little humanized for them, that's really going to go far. The second thing is voicemail drops. So basically, if you leave someone a voicemail, they're going to listen to it 60 to 90% of the time. This is a message that's going to get through to them. They're going to hear your voice and they're going to know who you are so that when you call live the next time and they see your phone number again, they're like, I know who that is. And they are more apt to answer that phone. Your callback and reply rates. I mean, if you think about how many emails you send out to people or text messages you send out to people, what is the actual reply rate? How many times are they responding to you? And I think it's pretty low. It just is. But you're definitely averaging a much higher reply rate when you are doing those voicemail drops. So just something to understand and know. And then last thing we're going to talk about, we're going to show you an example of how to send a gift card automatically. Last week, we talked about date-based campaigns, if you recall. And so let's say that you have a birthday or a home anniversary and you want to send them a gift card automatically in the mail and you want it to look handwritten. We have the solution for you there. It's not my solution, it's a third-party source, but you can do that and you can automate that to go out automatically for you. So basically, you're looking at why we want to do that. When you're giving gifts and you're doing that kind of thing for your past clients and birthdays, you have a 63% referral generation, which means that 63% of people that you send these gift cards to are going to give you referral or repeat business in the next 6 months. Well, I mean, why wouldn't you want to do that? That's great. And then you also have a retention. So basically you're retaining your clients at a much higher rate if you're giving them little gifts here and there. And these don't have to be big gifts. We're talking like it could be a $5, $10 Starbucks card, coffee on me. It's not something that you have to spend gajillions of dollars on. And on top of that, and it's not going to be for every single person. It's just probably going to be for your like VIP past client people. That makes sense. So let's roll. Let's see how we do it. I need to get into my account. Give me just a second. I have a different account that has my voicemail drop in it. That's important. Okay, here we go. Give me just a sec. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about video. There's two ways to put video into your emails, and you can do it the free way, which is with YouTube, and you can do it the paid way, but the better way, in my opinion, with premium video. And I want to pull this over really fast just to remind you guys, this doc I gave you, you have a coupon code here if you're looking to get premium video or voicemail drop into your platform. So don't pay extra if you don't have to. That's all I have to say. All right, so let's head on over to our marketing tab and we're going to go into our smart campaigns. And all of these things are templates, right? So we talked about before how your campaigns are your building, your templates are your bricks. If you're wanting to add something to those campaigns, so let's go to the default buyer campaign that you should have already gone in and from session 1 of this month and made it your own by using the AI prompt that I gave you. You can go ahead and send them a video in this now. Video, and we talked about this, I think on the second session, is HTML, right? It is a pretty thing. And you're going to have to use the advanced editor to do it. And so I don't recommend sending them a video right out of the gate. And you might think, why wouldn't I do that? They're a brand new lead. They just came into my platform. I want to send them a personalized video because I want them to see my face. And that's a great impetus. I get that. But again, we want to get past those spam filters for those first couple of emails. So I wouldn't be sending them that video at hour 5.
Uh-oh.
In day 3. About waiting to you
There
guys.
we go.
What?
Hey, Heather, just as an FYI, you froze for a moment.
Just for a second.
Oh,
Just for a
And
second.
so I know that there was a little bit of a
You're back.
instability issue earlier.
You're back.
So if that happens again, I'll jump back in.
okay,
You
cool.
got this.
All right. So what we're going to do is we are going to, I am sharing my screen, right?
Yep, you're good to
Yes.
go.
Okay.
Looks good. Yep.
All right. So making sure. So we're going to go into our campaign ad action situation and we're going to click into email and we are going to use the advanced editor. You have to use the advanced editor if you want to put in a video. So, remember our good practices. Whenever we're sending an advanced editor email, the first thing that should be in there should be text. So we're going to drag that over. and you could write out a few things there. And then we can put in a video, and there's two ways to do that. You can use this video and drag that, oops, sorry, and drag that over. And this would be the free way. So if you click in here and you have a URL from YouTube, you can put that here and it will preload a thumbnail and a play button. Let me see if I can just put one in here so you see what it looks like. Let me go to YouTube and I'll choose one of my previous ones because these are all recorded and on YouTube later. Let's see, copy. So I'm just going to put the YouTube URL in here. And when I do that, as you can see, it does the preview. If you put like a preview slide in your when you uploaded it, or if it didn't, it will just kind of choose a random screenshot and it will do the play button. Now, when they get this, what will happen is if they click play, it's going to pop them open to YouTube and they're going to watch the video there. What it doesn't do is it does not put in a moving GIF. And that's why I always like to use premium video, because what is premium video? It really is a bomb integration. If you know anything about bomb, it's, they send video, emails, and text messages all the time. And so you definitely want to think about that. It's using that instead. I think it's a great investment for your business to be able to do that. And you might say, like, I don't want to be making videos all the time. Honestly, if you could make like 5 videos and put them in your campaigns, they're going to get played over and over and over again by all your new contacts. You don't have to keep making videos. You can make a happy birthday video. You can make a happy home anniversary video. Obviously, you want to change it every month or whatever, or not month, year, excuse me. But, just getting a base of videos that you want to use and have, I would say that that's a great thing. How much is premium video? How much? It's like 30. I think you can pay month to month. It's like 39, I think, a month. And then if you do like a 12-month contract, I think it's 33 a month. But maybe Brett or Kelly can fact check me on that. Okay, so this is one option to do. But the other option, like I said, is to use your premium video. And I'm going to go ahead and put that here. Now, if you have premium video, you can go in and select your video by just picking something here. Or you can add a new video and record it right then. Okay, so I'm going to find my happy birthday video. I'm going to use that, let's say. But let's say it could have been like a welcome to my website or whatever. But if you see this, I mean, honestly, which one are you going to click on? You're probably going to click on the moving one instead of just clicking on the thumbnail or whatnot. Then for good practice, we put a little more text at the bottom because we want to balance out our text and our HTML like we talked about in week 2. And then you can add more stuff down here. And that's really how you make a template for video. And then you could save that template and add it in if you wanted to. So I actually have a bunch of templates I already have. So I might do my buyer intro video and put that in there. Oh, this is somebody else's. That's weird. It's in mine. Let's see. Let's go video. Here's my buyer welcome video. There it is. So there's me. There's some text at the top. There should be more probably. I have some extra buttons down here, browse listings and custom market report. And so I'm just going to put that in and I'm going to name it like welcome to my site email. And it's from me to the contact. And when am I going to run this? Like I said, I'm going to run this at least 10 days out because I really don't want to be sending like HTML right out of the gate, like I said. And I'm going to save those changes. And so now I have my default buyer campaign, but on day 10, I have a welcome to my site email going out that has video in it. And so I would recommend, like I said, give it a few to get through. And then throughout your campaigns, definitely here in your prospect campaigns, every couple weeks, be sending a video to them because you're going to get a much higher response rate, if that makes sense. Okay. Does anybody have any questions about how to put video into their campaigns? Do we have any questions, Kelly or Brett, that we
Not
haven't?
necessarily a question about how to right out of the gate, but um, do you have any stats or any information or maybe some additional context into how this what the stats are for static video links using static video links versus actually using premium video and an embedded video?
Hmm. I don't have anything off the top of my head. Um, but I could definitely find some, or maybe you guys could ask
Well,
ChatGPT.
one of the things that I like to think about is that, and I don't, this is what industry standards are, and industry, kind of what I've heard through the industry is that, your engagement is much higher. We know that it's much higher when you're using the embedded video because you're instantly grabbing their attention, right? So the drop off and friction is a lot easier because it's right there in the video. When you create an exit point, when somebody clicks on a video and has to be taken somewhere else, you're taking them outside of the content that you're giving them and you're actually giving them an exit. So, and your click-through rates are much higher. They're usually like, I know that for like Facebook and LinkedIn, the click-through rates are like 5 times higher,
Mhm.
more clicks when you're using them in Facebook and LinkedIn. So some things to think about.
Things to think about. I see some questions about the YouTube link and how that works. Now, I'll get to that in just a second. One other thing I wanted to show you guys is you can put a video in your text message templates as well. So you can go in and do text messages too if you want to, and add those there as well. So just so you know, those are things you can do. Let's go right here. Templates, um, email. Let's see, let's just do it. Let's just do a new one for you. So to answer your question about the YouTube, all you would do is instead of dragging over premium video, you're going to just drag over video. And right here, if you click into it, you're going to put the URL. So you're going to have to upload it to YouTube, right? Like you
Or
can't,
Vimeo. I
or
always do that and
Vimeo.
say or Vimeo. Not a lot of people use Vimeo as much as they do YouTube. And YouTube has a free channel, so I always say use YouTube. But yeah,
Yeah.
Vimeo is
So
also
if
good.
you have a Google account, you have a free YouTube account, and you can just go to YouTube, upload it to YouTube, and get that URL, and then stick it right here. That's how you would do it. TikTok videos, no. You can take your TikTok video and put it onto YouTube and then use it, or you can, take it and upload it into Premium Video and use it there. Um,
We do have some other questions. And this one you may have already answered, but quick question from Jane. I already have a BombBomb account. Can I just use that one?
no, you can't. So, what you can do is you can switch over to using Premium Video. So, what you have to do is you'd order Premium Video, make sure, and then go into the BombBomb account you have and change the email to match whatever email you log into BombBomb with. Then you just need to give them a call and say, or go to their chat and say, hey, I bought Premium Video um, with BoldTrail. Can I switch my account over? And they'll transfer that account over. So you won't lose your videos or anything like that. We'll all come over for you. So you can use it in here. But you still have access to it. So like basically you can log in, like I can log into BombBomb right here and and what you do is you log in with, when you sign in, you're going to sign in with your BoldTrail instead of signing in as you normally would. So I'm actually already signed in, but so this is the same thing that's in BoldTrail, and BoldTrail just pulls all of your videos into BoldTrail so you can select them and add them to your emails and text messages there, if that makes sense. So you definitely want to just make that switch. You're going to pay for it through us instead of them, but your account stays the same. Oh, Jeremy said he didn't even have to call them. That's pretty cool. Okay, so I think someone's asking about what URL you would use, so maybe I wasn't clear on that. So here's YouTube. So if I want to, I want this video here, I would go of these three buttons. I would hit share, and this is the link I put in. So that's the URL from the YouTube video that I'm putting in there. That's the URL that you would put in, if that makes sense. Kelly, anybody else you need to?
Yes, I'm answering this one. I'm typing it to Barbara, but I'll throw it out to you as well. So basically you create your email template and give it a
Mhm.
name first, and then you can insert it into your various campaigns. And I
Perfect.
wanted to just add that yes, and you can also just use it as a one-off email if, because you've created it
Mhm.
as a template in your library.
True story. Uh,
Um, and Christy asked, would you mind going over a video on a text message, please?
yeah.
One more time.
So it's weird because my thing, okay, so when you're doing, so you're gonna go to templates, you're gonna go to text messages, and you're gonna click add template, text template. If you have premium video, you can insert the video here. So you could say, you could add your template name, like, checking, checking in video text. Now, again, this is your template name. They won't see this. And my content might be, remember the squiggly bracket gives me the merge tags in text messages. Just checking back, watch my video here. When just a good rule of thumb is when you're doing text messages with video in it, tell them that that's what that link is. Otherwise, they don't know what that link is. They're afraid to click on it, right? You definitely want to make sure that you're telling them, hey, this is my video. And then you can click insert video and you can just, pick whatever video you want to use, that's for your checking it and stuff. So I'll just do this one or whatever. And so that's going to add the link and it's going to add a preview. I will just be honest with you. Not every email character will not every phone carrier will preload the preview, but it will give the link. So you always want to tell them, hey, this is a video. Could you just put your YouTube link in here? Absolutely, you could do that too. Okay, so that's the free way to do it. But the way to do it with premium video is to add it there. And then I would just go ahead and add my template.
And Heather, is there a way to, after you've done this, to go back and see whether the contact has actually watched it? Is there a watch dashboard somewhere?
Yes. So you have Bomb Bomb right here. So this is if you guys are here, I sent you guys this yesterday, no, Monday, and you can view your engagement right here. So you can go ahead and see, how many people have watched it. Now, you're not going to be able to see who watched it if you're sending it out in a mass email. If you're sending it on one, so I sent it to myself. I was able to see it that I watched it, but the
And
rest of
mass
them
email
just
includes smart campaigns?
Yes, smart campaigns, they will see that someone watched it. Anybody that watches it, you just won't see the person if you're sending it out in a campaign or what like that. But like if you are in your email, I'm not going to pull up my email on screen, but you can also add your BombBomb. Same like if you had a regular BombBomb account to your Gmail. If you wanted to put in an email into your Gmail, you could, or a video into your Gmail, you could do that too. So all of those things will work. It's the same as having a BombBomb account. You just have it through us.
So there's an extension. Is that what you're talking about? An
Yeah, there's a
extension
BombBomb
through
extension that you can add to your
Google.
Google, right?
Yeah, remember extensions are available in the Chrome store. Those are not always available if you don't use Google.
Yeah, let me see if I can make my screen big here. I can do that here. So this is my email. And well, here's my BombBomb extension. I can't.
Well, you would
Yeah,
just go to the Chrome store. You can just show them where
yeah,
in the Chrome store to add
it's
it.
in the
Yeah.
Chrome store. Yeah. I don't want to get too deep though, because we've got a half hour. We still have to get to the rest of this stuff. Okay, so that's how you do the video, and I think that's super important. So you can add video to any of your steps in your smart campaigns. The next thing that I wanted to talk about was voicemail drop, and this is a paid add-on. It's not that expensive though. I think let's just pop over really fast into the marketplace and show you guys. People have been asking about pricing. So if you search video, here's your video pricing, although I don't think it'll give me pricing because, oh, it does. Um, yeah, it's 39 bucks a month, but if you hit buy now, I think there's a option to lower that if you do a 12-month thing. And then the other thing you have is voicemail drop right here. And you can, 150 voicemails for 20 bucks. I mean, I think it's a pretty low price to be able to go ahead and get those voicemails sent out. So when you are in your marketing tab and back over into your smart campaigns, it's the same thing. If you have purchased voicemail drop, you can go into templates and make yourself a voicemail template right there. And so from here, you can record your voicemails. You can upload a voicemail if you want to, or if you had voicemails, which I don't, you could choose one. But I'm gonna just go ahead and record and say, thank you so much for visiting my website. I saw you were looking at homes. I'd love to chat with you soon. I'll be calling you again, but if you want to give me a call back and let me know what you're looking for, let me know. My number is blah, 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 blah. Save it. And then go ahead and save that. And you want to definitely give it a recording name. And I could just say, oh my lordy, lordy. I could just say, welcome voicemail and go from there. So once I have it, then I can use that template, like I said before, into any point in my, and I'm not sure if this isn't loading because I'm recording at the same time. But you would have a voicemail recording template. And so I could do that welcome voicemail and add it on day one or add it immediately. Wouldn't it be great if they immediately got a voicemail from you after they just signed up at your website? So those are things you can do if you want to. So I would go into my campaigns, maybe my core default buyer. I'd add an action and it's a voicemail. And I would choose that welcome voicemail that I just made and put it in there. It's 14 seconds long. And I would say, new lead day one voicemail. And I want to run it immediately. Immediately, I want them to get that voicemail. And what will happen is it will look like they missed a call on their phone and they'll have a voicemail waiting for them. It just won't, their phone won't ring, if that makes sense. And then I'm going to hit save. And so now they get a voicemail from me immediately when they sign up. And maybe you want to send them another voicemail, checking back in, at the end of this, you still haven't heard back from them. They still haven't talked to you, when you're, instead of sending, an email or whatever, you can send a voicemail saying, hey, I've been trying to get a hold of you. I've been sending you listings, checking in with you again, blah, 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 and add that there. So there's different spots along the way you can add those voicemails. I want to be real clear though, this is not a substitute for calling them. You definitely want to call these people, okay? Don't wait for them to call you back, but it is a great way to introduce yourself right away, strike while the iron is hot, and be able to make contact. And so they kind of get an idea of who's calling them. Because I know a lot of times when they see your number, like, I don't know who this is, and they don't want to answer. But if they've got a voicemail and they hear, oh, this is the agent who I just signed up at their website, so that when you call them the next day or later on that day, they recognize your number and they're going to be like, oh, I already got a nice voicemail from them. Okay. So that is how you do voicemail drop. And I just wanted to show you that too. Kelly, we have questions?
Couple of questions going back real quick on the video. Do you know if there's a team account for premium video?
There is not.
There is not. Okay. And in where you were reviewing the engagement, was that in your BombBomb account or was that in BoldTrail?
That was in my BombBomb account where
If
I
you
was,
don't have a BombBomb account, but you have premium video, does that mean you have a BombBomb account that you can
you have
go
a
in?
BombBomb account. Let me go in here. Let me log out. Basically, what you do is you can go to BombBomb just like that, just like you normally would, but instead of logging in with your email address, you're going to log in with your BoldTrail. So as long as you're logged into BoldTrail, you just log in here, and it's just going to automatically connect the two. And then um, it's going to want me to log in again, but because I'm in a demo account. But yeah, it's going to say, okay, oh, it did automatically. So yeah, so there's all of my videos and all my stuff. It's the same as having a BombBomb account. The one thing you don't have in the BombBomb, this account that you would in a regular BombBomb account is the contact list. You don't have a contact list here. Why? Because BoldTrail is your contact list. It's where all your contacts should be in BoldTrail. So just so you know, that's the one thing that's different. But other than that, it's just like having a regular BombBomb account. Anything else, Kelly?
Couple voicemail questions. Voicemail drop. Can you only send a voicemail drop template in text or can it be replayed from an email?
It's not a text or an email. It's its own template. So when you're doing an action, you're not doing an email, you're not doing a text, you're doing an actual voicemail. So when you make the template, if you go back to templates, you're going to choose add template voicemail. It isn't a text, it isn't an email. It's a
And I
voicemail.
think that's a good clarifying point here. And that's why we don't call them add a template into the smart campaign. We say add an action. So the action, as Heather mentioned earlier, is like the action is the brick that's in
Mhm.
your smart campaign of your house. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. And then Angelo asks, does your voicemail drop come from the smart number or your cell phone number?
Your smart number.
That's it.
All right, cool. All right, we have a little less than
Oh,
half
wait, I
hour.
thought there was one more I saw. Pardon me. Can this be set up from Bosco to send an auto voicemail drop when a lead comes in?
Sent from what?
So a lead comes in and the voicemail drop will just kick in and do it automatically, I believe is the question.
Right. If
Hey,
you set it up on your new lead campaign to immediately send the voicemail.
nice. Got
Yeah,
it.
100%.
There you go, Bosco. It's a thumbs up there.
Oh,
Thank
it's
you.
from Bosco. I see what you're saying. I'm like, what is Bosco?
He's one of our people. Thanks, Bosco. Thanks.
All right, cool. So that's what that is. So the last step we have in here is that if we're going to go into my campaigns, and this is not a template, this is actually in your campaigns. But let me just open, let's just go to our, did we do a birthday one? We did. Let's do it from scratch, actually. Let's set up a campaign for, we did this last week, our purchase anniversary. And let's say the campaign, we're going to say before the date, because we're going to send something in the mail, right? And so let's give it time to send. Maybe I do 7 days, or maybe I do 10 days to be safe. And maybe my optional qualifier, I don't want to send this to everybody. I just wanted to send this to my VIP list. And maybe I have a VIP hashtag that I only want to send it to. Okay. So this is going to be send home gift card. It's got several in here. Okay. So we're going to add an action. And this time our action, oopsie-doo, is going to be, my thing's too big. Hang on. Is going to be Zapier. Okay. So the only thing you have to do in the BoldTrail side is you have to have create this action and have a Zapier Zap ID and just name it. So this is going to be send hand card. And you can just, the description is sends, say $25 Home Depot card. or whatever. Now, when do we want to send this? When do we want this to trigger? We want to do on the start date, which if you remember was 10 days before their purchase anniversary because we want them to get it in time. So we're going to be on the start date and we're going to save it. Before we save it, I want you to copy this SAP ID. We're going to copy it. We're going to save it. Okay. That's it right there. Now, like I said, there are, if you go look around, there are a gajillion, not a gajillion, but there's a fair amount of third-party vendors that will send things on your behalf, right? And so what you definitely want to do is you want to find the vendor that you like and use it. I like Thanks.io. If you've never used it before, it's pretty cool in that it sends handwritten cards, which they look like handwriting, and it will also send gift cards. And so this is one I've used before, and so I can definitely show you how this works. So when you're here in this, you can create gift cards, you can create all sorts of stuff. I've already created the card, and if I have time at the end, I'll show you how to make cards in here if that's something you want to do. But I was worried that we wouldn't have all the time, and I want to show you how to set up the Zap to make it happen. But for instance, I've already made this Home Depot card template where I asked it sends a $25 gift card. It has, the information that I send it, first name, my name, hey, it's been a joy being part of your home journey. Here's, a little $25 gift card for any small project you might have at home. You can choose the brand, you can choose the amount, you can choose the style of the handwriting. There's all sorts of things that you can do. And this is what the card looks like when they get it in the mail. Okay. The other thing I did in here is I made a image in Canva for the front of my card. So that's what it looks like when you open it. But for my gift card, I made this happy home anniversary in Canva. If we have time at the end, which I'm not sure we will, I could show you guys how to do that. But they have all sorts of templates in here too that you can choose, but I just made this one real fast. And I'm gonna have to know what that is when I make my Zap, okay? Now, takes one more tab and it's Zapier. And when you're in Zapier, you can, there's things you can do for free in Zapier, and there's things that you have to pay for. And so basically Zapier has, I'm in our company Zapier, but they have pricing tiers. And if you're running a Zap less than a certain number of times, in fact, let me see, Zapier pricing. I think you can probably get away with the free one. So the free one lets you do 100 tasks. And what that means a month. So if this is the only thing you're using it for, and unless you're sending more than 100 gift cards a month, you're going to be just fine using the free version. Okay. If you're doing multi-step zaps or you're doing other stuff or want to have more than 100 zap runs a month, you might have to go up higher. But what we're doing today, you don't have to have a paid Zapier account for. You can do it for free. Okay, I just want to show you guys that. So you're not like, oh, I'd have to pay for another thing to do this. No, you really don't if that's all you're using Zapier for. Okay. So when you're making a Zap, you are going to have to connect Zapier to BoldTrail, and you're going to have to connect Zapier to Thanks.io or whatever that third-party thing is that you're looking for. Okay. And so under app connections, you can go ahead and make those connections. Now, if you're wondering, oh, I found this cool place that sends brownies on their birthday. Does it work with Zapier? You can search for that connection here and it'll tell you if it's something that they handle or not, that they talk to Zapier or not. But I'm going to hit create new connection and I'm going to look for Thanks.io. It's right here. And I'm going to add that connection. What it will do is, as long as I'm logged into Thanks.io at the time, it'll automatically connect it for me. And I just have to hit connect. It will take a second to connect. I'm gonna think about it for a moment. So it should go ahead and connect that automatically. There it is. So now I'm connected right here. Now I need to connect BoldTrail. And this is where it's a little trickier. So I am running this as an agent. Okay, if I'm running this as an agent, we're gonna head over into our lead engine and go over to our lead Dropbox. And as an agent, I have my Zapier key right here. If you are a team leader and you're making this for your team, then you're going to use the team Zapier key. If you are a company admin and you're doing this for your company, you're going to be doing it like you're making this campaign for your company, you would be doing it at the company key. Now, I want you to think about that. If you're a team leader, are you willing to hook up your Thanks.io thing and send $25 gift cards to all your agents? Past clients, probably not. So just, there's all sorts of things you can use Zapier for. Understand that it matters your scope when you're doing this. This is just for me, for my agent. I'm going to use my agent scope. So I'm going to copy that key. Okay. Now I'm going to create a connection. And sadly, we have not updated this in Zapier from when we used to be KV Core. So you need to put in KV Core and add the connection. And it's going to ask you for that key that I just copied. We're going to stick that in there and we're going to hit connect. And the reason it doesn't connect automatically like Thanks.io did is because it matters that scope, it matters that key. Okay, so I have that here. I have added my KV Core about 1,800 times in this account, but I'm going to rename it to just say Heather's BoldTrail. So when I'm in here making it, I know what I'm doing. But you probably won't need to do that because you'll only have one BoldTrail in there. Okay, so I've connected my BoldTrail and I've connected my Thanks.io, and now it's time to build a magical zap that's going to make everything happen. So before I go any further and make the zap, do we have any questions about connections?
No, but may I take just a quick second to clarify what exactly Zapier is? Zapier, Zapier, potato, potato. I never know what to call it. But Zapier, the way I like to think of Zapier, because Barbara's a little confused, is Zapier is like, it's a software, but think of it as a bridge. And if you have two pieces of software like BoldTrail and XYZ website or something.com, and you want them to talk to each other because you want something to happen when something happens in BoldTrail and you want something to happen on this third-party site, you need to have something in the middle that allows it to talk to each other. And so that's what Zapier is. It creates logic or rules that when something happens over here, then it's going to trigger something over here. So Zapier is that software tool that does that. It is not owned. It is not powered. It is not managed by anyone here at BoldTrail or Inside Real Estate. It's a third-party software. So you would have to go set up a Zapier account. And if you wanted to use the paid version, as Heather's using here, there is a cost to that, but that is not part of BoldTrail. It just is the tool you need to use to create that connection.
Yep. Okay, so now we are going to create a zap. So whenever you're creating a zap, like Kelly just said, when one thing happens in one place, something else happens in another place. So the first place, the trigger, is going to be BoldTrail, which is in here KV Core because they never changed it. And the trigger event is a campaign action, right? Because we made that campaign step. It could also be a new lead. Like maybe you want to trigger every time a new lead comes in, you want it to go to a Google spreadsheet. You can do that. You can send it over somewhere else if you want to, or you want to, whatever you want to do with it, you could do that. That could be your trigger. There's two triggers for this, or it can be a campaign action. So I'm going to choose campaign action. And now I'm going to select my account and I'm going to do Heather's BoldTrail. Okay, so I've done my account. I'm going to hit continue. And here's that ID that I needed. So let's go back to marketing, smart campaigns, find that anniversary gift card. I have to send, that's my Zapier method. I'm going to click into here and just copy that Zap ID. Go back to Zapier and put it in there and continue. So every time that campaign runs and it hits that step, it's going to send that to Zapier and say, hey, this is happening on this date. Now you test your trigger. It probably, oh, did it? Yeah, it's not going to set, if there's somebody in there that meets the criteria that was in your, I put like VIP hashtag, whatever, it would pull somebody in, but it will just do like a dummy lead for you so you can do your mapping. So I'm going to continue with my selected record. And then I'm going to go, what do I want it to do? I want it to go to Thanks.io. I'm going to do it on time, 12 minutes. Okay. And my action is going to be what? Well, I want to send them that gift card right here. And I'm going to hit continue. And this is where you have to do the mapping. So we have to map over all of the things we're getting out of BoldTrail. So BoldTrail, you're going to have their first name. You're going to have their last name. You just click this and it'll open up. This little plus will open and you can search for it. You don't have to look through that whole thing. Last name and BoldTrail. Now you don't need the full name because you've done first name, last name. BoldTrail doesn't have full name. Like, well, BoldTrail doesn't have full name. Why is that here? Because this could be coming from any other place, right? And so we want to make sure no matter where it's coming from, they have the right information. And so from here, you can do full address, which I think is easiest. So if it's a seller lead, seller's full address, or you could do street address too. Okay. So understand that if it's a seller lead, it's going to be their evaluation address, or you could do it just by street address. So you could say street, city, postal code, get zip in. Is it zip? Zip code. And then the state. So you can do it either way. And then you don't need a country code because you're not sending it out of the country. You don't need an email and you don't need a phone because you're not emailing them or calling them. You can leave this stuff blank. Now, from here, you've got all these options, message, what do you want to say, the handwriting style, all of these things. You don't have to do any of these things if you made that template first in Thanks.io. So I made that template in Thanks.io already. So I'm going to choose, it should pre-populate my my Home Depot card. And I also also already made that image. And it should pre-populate my home anniversary image right there. From there, that's all I need to do. If you hadn't done that already, then you're going to have to mess with all this stuff. And it's real easy to mess it up. So I highly recommend you make it first in Thanks.io or whatever you're going to do. Because all this stuff, you don't need to do any of this stuff if you're sending it out, if you've already made your template. Okay, like your gift card amount, all that, none of that matters. Nothing matters if you've already made the template there. Highly recommend you do that. And then you're going to hit continue. Now, you can test the step, but you're not going to. And why are you not going to? Because it will send a card if you do that. It's going to run the Zap and it's going to send that card. So you can test it if you want to put it in with your information, see if you get that card. Maybe you can go to Home Depot and spend your money, that would be the thing to do if you're going to test it. But otherwise, I'm going to get my test and I'm going to publish it. I see Kelly. Kelly, we have questions, I'm sure.
Yes. Well, the question is more of like a scratch in my head right now going, well, why would you use Zapier instead of just in the Smart Campaign putting a email template with like a link or a QR code to the other app?
Um, you can't put a link to thanks there's no, I don't know how you would do that. Um,
So let's say for example, I think in their mind, Barbara's thinking, hey, if I have a tool that I'm using that sends out gift cards and
mhm.
they say, hey, share this with your customer, here's the QR code that they can use to redeem it or have them click on this link. Could they just take that link and QR code and put that in an
I
email
see.
template? What
So
is there a specific reason that using Zapier to do it automatically is the best practice way?
if you found a someone that would give you that kind of code, that's great. But this code is going to change every time they send it out, right? Like this code doesn't work for anybody who scans it. It's only going to work one time, and then the next time the next person's getting a different code with a different link. You know what I mean? So that, you're not, no one can go ahead and scan this a bunch of times
I
and
was just going to say, because I'd be really, if I were sending out a QR code and sending it in mass like that, I would be concerned that it would fall into the wrong hands.
right, like if you're
And
sending
that one is a unique identifying QR
exactly.
code just for the person you're sending it to. So you're not charged $25 if that QR code happens to make it out in the wild.
Right, exactly. So if you had something that worked like that, anybody just to be here, forward it to my 10,000 friends and be like,
Yes,
there's this
exactly.
free
So
link in
Barbara,
here
yeah,
that you can go ahead and get this. So yeah, that's not something you want to do.
the light bulb moment just went off. Thanks
Right.
so much. And then
Okay.
Heather did have, or excuse me, we had one question about premium video, one last question, and I just want to make sure that I answer this correctly for Philip. He has premium video, but the only way he can access his subscription video library is by clicking on the buy button each time. Is there a faster way to do that? And we can table that till later if you need to, but I know we're running
Yes.
short on time.
I can get there in just a second. I do want to
Okay.
just say that if you choose to use Thanks.io, just a disclaimer here, yes, you're going to get charged the $25 for the gift card, and you're also going to get charged, I can't remember how much it is. It's like whatever the cost is, the postage to send this. The other thing I want to say is that you have to make sure if you're doing this that the people who you have in that list have an address. This will not work if there's no address in BoldTrail for them to trigger it over into Thanks.io. And also, I believe if you get a new account, they give you like a $10 credit out the gate so you can, test some stuff out if you want to. Okay. The question is your video library, and the way you get to that is if you go into the marketplace and you go to my products and you should see your premium video here, something you've already paid for, and you can click into your video library right there. And you can add a video to your library, you can search them up and you can see them just like you would in BombBomb. That's the answer to that.
Thanks.
Yeah. Anybody else have any questions?
Not that I'm seeing in here. I'm just trying to clarify for Barbara. Her follow-up to the earlier question about the QR code is, but for things like Google spreadsheets or form, I suppose you could use a QR code. I'm not sure what the use case is, Barbara, but technically, yes. But that whole idea of using thanks.io is one, because it can send out physical mailers
Mhm.
and that those unique identifying QR codes or URLs. Is there any other option, Heather, that you can think of where maybe it's a Zapier is an option?
Um, well, I mean, you can use Zapier for all sorts of things. So, like I don't know what Barbara was talking about with the Google form, but if you have a Google form that you've sent out, like maybe you have like a buyer's survey or something that you've sent out, you can use Zapier to zap it from Google Forms over into BoldTrail. So you can do an incoming zap instead of an outgoing zap. What we just did was a campaign step that's outgoing, but you can. get things into to BoldTrail too with your Zapierals.
You know what I
Zapier.
did? I took, I built a landing page form, put it on the website navigation menu, and then use Zapier to zap that client in from another source. I mean, if they sign up on your website, they're going to be captured and added to the system. To your point about Angelo, the open house sign in, if you use the open house app, that person will automatically be added to the system. But Zap, like the ladies have been saying, the Zap. So a Google Sheet example could be that I just get them to land on the Excel spreadsheet, and then that zaps into BoldTrail, and I have a new contact created from anywhere. That would be one use case. Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's totally true. All those things are great examples. And I do know that there are other places you can go to if you do like a Google search, like, I know there's like places that send like gifts, like, oh, golf balls and brownies, and like there's all sorts of different stuff out there that will automatically send stuff and it talks to Zapier. And so you can make that part of your campaign step.
Heather, did we show them how you can check on Zapier if it's a Zapier supported um, software? Because I think some folks I saw it in chat earlier, was like, hey, can you send out cards? Can you use,
Mhm.
so there was
Yeah.
something else that they use, but I know you can always check to see if it's something that Zapier supports.
Um, I can just I'm gonna type it in my Grok and see what it tells me. But before I do that, here is publish. I'm gonna publish this. You always have to publish it, and you always have to, once you've published it, you have to make sure it's turned on. Um, so give it a second. And if we're good, you just go back to your, to Zapier, go back home. And it should be in your list of zaps at that point, right there, and it's turned on. So we just want to make sure it's turned on. To Kelly's point, when you go to connections and you want to add a connection, if you're unsure about if it does, you just search for the app here. If it doesn't show up there, it's not something. But here, I'm just going to bring this over because I just did a quick search on it. Here are, these are all gift platforms that work with Zapier. So you've got Tango, GiftBit, Toasty, um, digital gift cards, all those different stuff. So these are things, Goody, just ask it. There's tons and tons of stuff. I just use Thanks.io because I've used it before, and it's an easy thing for me to tell you how to use it. But there's tons of different gift giving sites. Like I said, there's a bunch of them all over that definitely integrate with Zapier, and you can trigger them on a campaign step. Okay. Another great thing to think about this is like if you have like Thanks.io can do it or whatever, just not even a gift card, but just a postcard. So you have a new for all your new seller leads, and you want to send them a postcard with a QR code where they can scan it and get their home value, right? Like things like that. You can do all those kinds of things and send them automatically by using Zapier in your campaigns. Okay, I think we're right at time. Do we have any other questions?
None that I could see of,
Oh,
but Brett, you might have one.
no, no, no. I was checking too, just saying outstanding presentation. It looks like everyone is taken care of. Kelly and Heather have killed it as usual. Thank you for that, Heather. Thank you, Kelly.
Awesome. Well, I hope everybody comes away from here. How many thumbs up if you're going to send some video, you're going to send some voicemails, you're going to do some Zapiers? I'd love to hear from you guys if you think you're going to do implement at least one of the things that we talked about today.
Take action. Don't do it later.
Yeah. All right, cool. So last but not least, you guys, on that, where's my here? Please, please, please go right here and sign up for September. We're going to be talking about squeeze pages, landing pages, text codes. At the very end of September, I'm going to show you how to make your own Facebook ad. Okay, so you definitely want to get signed up for next month. So be sure to sign up for that Breakthrough Live.
Right. Keep an eye on
And
our BoldTrail YouTube channel. Is that right, Heather? To get updates on that?
um,
Or no? Just follow that page? I just want to make sure.
Follow that link to do that.
Okay, thank
And
you.
the Facebook, I'll have it out on Facebook too, for sure. But
And
yeah.
we'll update it on, we also have all of this that lives live on our www.iretraining.com
Mhm.
website. So that's always a good source of truth if you're looking for upcoming sessions or skill building sessions. Remember, we also hold skill building sessions on a quarterly basis.
And if you looked at this Zapier situation, you're like, I don't think I can do that by myself. You can always go and get a breakthrough session with me, and I'm happy to hold your hand through it. If you know, a 30-minute session, we could definitely nail it down. So go ahead and scan that if you think you want to need help getting that done. And that's all I've got. So I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you have a great rest of your week and exciting that fall is coming. Do not forget to sign up for the September Breakthrough Live and enjoy having your children out of your house. I know I will. Everybody go sell a house. And next week, hopefully, if you sign up. All right. Take care, guys.
Bye,
Thanks, y'all.
everybody.
Bye.
Be safe.